Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Four Lights Wellness. My name is Omid, and in this video, I'm going to explain why I believe choosing the stresses in your life is the best way to avoid stress in your life. First thing I got to do, that word stress, it's such a buzzword, and I've looked this up before this video. There's about 101 different definitions that I think are really not practical. They might be true in some sense of the words, but when I try to define these types of terms, I really want it to be something that you can learn and take into your daily life and change your perspective on things. So I define stress as a stimulus that you can't handle. And this you part is really, really important. We're going to get back to why in a second. The second point is that enough stress can kill you. Enough stimulus, like gravity, for example, can kill you. And the counterpoint, not enough of that stress can also weaken you. So let's go through this first in just the gym setting analogy, because it's really easy for everybody to understand. Right? It's a stimulus. In the gym, we're fighting gravity for the most time, or speed or something like that. It's just a stimulus that you can't handle yet. And we need a Goldilocks effect of this. If I put too much weight on the bar, I'm going to potentially damage myself, right? But if I don't put on enough, I won't actually get the growth that I need. I won't get that stimulus, that forcing the muscles themselves to actually change. So we need to give this progressive stimulus into the system to force it to change, but it's got to be something that we can't handle a little bit. And we get to choose. The challenge is that when people start to delay doing this later and later and later and later in life, their body handles less and less and less and less and less to the point where they get to the gym. And me as a trainer, I just say, okay, great, we're going to get on your back. We're not going to fight gravity today. We're just going to learn how to actually fight the structures of your own body and resistance until it fails, which is only a couple minutes for a lot of people that I work with. So we've got to choose this on a daily habit over and over and over again to make sure our body can handle more and more and more and more stuff. Now, HALT is this interesting term that I've come across the last couple of years, but these are the four things that people, when they feel them, they get weaker in the first place, right? If you're hungry, if you're angry, if you're lonely, or if you're tired, it's not the time to start adding more weight onto the bar in my workout analogy. Or let's say, for example, when's the last time you've been hungry and somebody said something to you as an auditory stimulus and it came across way wrong and you overreacted? Well, that turned into a stress that wasn't a stress in the first place. You made it one by skipping food. Or you have a lot of anger issues that you're not dealing with. You're not using meditation, journaling, mindfulness, whatever, to try and get your mind centered and calm. Well, you're creating stimuluses that are going to be more triggering to you, just be simply from the fact that you're an angry person. You've got to start getting people in your life. You've got to start getting to bed on time. Otherwise, the stimulus that was not stressful to you in the first place is now stressful to you because you're in a stressed out state. So we've got to start thinking about things as stimulus that we have to be able to handle in our lives and exposing ourselves on a daily basis to train ourselves in a lot of different ways. And I love this Aristotle quote, "We are what we repeatedly do." I want to be clear about this. When I'm using the workout analogy, I say the word muscle a lot, and I don't hopefully come across in these videos as somebody that's a bodybuilder or somebody that wants to look, like a cloud or something like that, and big, strong, big, strong, big, strong. No, I want to be somebody that constantly is growing and evolving myself, never being the same person 2 days in a row. I always want to be in a state of growth. That's why I go to the gym. It's not to build big muscles. And the reason for that is because at some point in time, I've met these people over and over and over and over again in my life. They spend their 20s in the gym, they get to 30, they're like, what's the point of the muscles? And they stop going to the gym. At some point in time, that goal will change, but the goal of growth is something that will never change, especially for us guys. It's something that we just need. And if you ever find yourself depressed, chances are you stopped growing and your body's starting to feel that sort of thing come in. And this is where I start to get into now the psychological side of things a lot more. It must be a conscious decision to choose your stresses. Otherwise, it will be an unconscious one. Whether you are unconsciously choosing to be weak in your 50s and not be able to get off the couch without knee and back pain, for example, or somebody else is putting the choosing on you. Your boss is going to start doing different things because you didn't actually have enough of a stimulus of dealing with conflict because you were avoiding it in your life. We've got to choose these stresses over and over again. If, for example, you have social anxiety, be more social. You've got to be. But don't first get onto a TED Talk stage and try to talk to a million people all at once. That's too much stimulus. You've got to call a friend that you haven't called in a while, but do it on a daily basis, right? Call a different friend every day for 30 days and see how your life changes. All of a sudden, your boss starts telling you a whole bunch of crap that you don't want to hear. That's great. Cool. I quit. Or whatever your response is going to be, but it's not going to be that same weakened state that we had before. The last thing I'm going to say in this video before I wrap up my ramblings is the accountability part of this. And notice that I didn't use the word discipline in there. If you had discipline in the first place, you wouldn't be watching this video. You wouldn't be looking at why your life is having so much trouble with stress in it. When I hear people are stressed out, I usually hear, I'm not disciplined to take care of myself. I'm letting myself get hungry. I'm letting myself go to bed too late, those types of things. So accountability is something like, a friend that you get to call on a normal, regular basis, a support group of some form. If you're going to the gym, getting a gym buddy, those types of things, or a coach like me, right? I have a link on my website or in the description below of how you can get in contact with me, ask me a bunch of questions on stuff, sign up for coaching with me. I've got a whole course on a bunch of stuff I use as well that's going to have a community soon. But long story short is if you could do this on your own, it'd be super easy at first, okay? So that's it for this video. I hope this information is very helpful to you guys. As always, have a happy and healthy rest of your day. See you in the next one.